Hi there and Happy New Year. Now this video is very much a video of two halves, and as my thumbnail will suggest, yes, I am looking to reject and give this K1600 back. But before I get into the how of that, if you could hit subscribe, hit like, comment, and if you watch the whole of the video and you've got any comments on what you hear, I'd be appreciated to hear what you've got to say. But on to the first half. Now I've just ridden that bike yesterday and today, a round trip of about 250 miles. And it was 99% motorway, which is what that bike is built to do. And my appraisal of the motorcycle is of this. Obviously it's incredibly comfortable. The riding position is near perfect. The heated grips are great. The heated seat is great. The handling is really incredibly precise in a really smooth and not an agile way, like a pendulum, call it that. But most impressively is its power. Now I know it has a lot of brake horsepower, and I know it's very fast, but saying it's very fast and it has a lot of brake horsepower does not describe the power of that bike. That bike's power should be measured in tidal waves or tsunamis or spaceships. The power is so relentless, and whether you're doing 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 and perhaps other numbers, there's no drama. There's no noise particularly. The engine doesn't scream. It's just effortlessly quick. It redlines at 8,500 revs. I don't know how I would ride that bike unless I was on a drag strip and better to get anywhere near the red line. But that being said, the why I'm getting rid of this or want to get rid of this bike, two events have happened. Now the first one happened on the first day of ownership, not having had the bike for 15-20 minutes, and that's where the screen wasn't going to go down. So the screen went up normally and I was on the motorway. I went to come off the motorway and the screen was stuck up. Doesn't matter what I pressed, it wouldn't go down. So I came home, had a look at it, couldn't figure it out, phoned the dealership. They said, yeah, bring it in, we'll have a look. Phoned Fred at Boxer Works because he's only 2 miles away and that was easier. So I popped up there, he plugged it in, excuse me, and there was nothing wrong with the bike. We couldn't figure it out. But when I came home, I had another look, and this is what I discovered. As you can see, this bike has a little cubby here, which is operated by this button. So the screen's down and I'll open it and it's sort of stuck. Doesn't really do anything because the screen's down. But I'll switch the bike on. I will raise the screen. And I will open the cubby. There you go, opens lovely. But that cubby's open. And I'll try and lower the screen, and it won't. And when I got home, it was it looked like it was closed, but it wasn't. And I pulled down on that, applied some pressure. I was almost to close the circuit, and the bike thought, oh, the cubby hole's shut, so the screen can shut. And down it came. Now, it wasn't until the next day, and it happened to be Fred's coffee morning at Boxer Works, that there was a former BMW Master Tech there. And he spotted that screw there and that screw there was not installed from the factory. So Fred kindly popped them in, and the problem hasn't been there. So that's definitely a manufacturing issue. Now, my second problem happened yesterday while I was on the motorway doing 70 miles an hour, and I went to look left. And my screen had fallen out. My mirror had fallen out, sorry. Which I wasn't very happy about. Now, after I noticed that the mirror had come off, I pulled it for the next service station, took a photograph, this one here, and I sent an email to the salesman and the manager of Motorrad in Bristol. And then I spoke to the salesman, and he was like, oh yeah, bring it in. And then the manager emailed me going, yeah, Ross, really sorry about that, but please bring it in, we'll have a look at it and we'll sort it for you. All perfectly fine, and as you'd expect, good service. But as I continued my journey, I felt, well, I don't want to accept two things which I believe to be manufacturing issues. They're not dealership issues. There's no reason a dealer would spot those screws missing. There's no reason a dealer would expect the mirror to fall out. So I emailed customer services because I thought, well, I'll escalate this to customer services because I think this is above the dealership. This is a different issue. So I emailed Motorway customer services and BMW Financial Services customer services, and I emailed, copied in the manager at Lovett's, and thought I'd see what happened. But this morning I got an email from customer services basically saying this is not a customer services issue, we're closing this case, this is a dealership issue. And I think that's pretty unjust actually, and unfair that it's not a dealership issue. Bikes aren't PDI'd by the dealers anymore, they're PDI'd before they get there. And as I said, you'd have no reason to find these issues, let alone look for them. Now I spoke to the manager again today and he's been more than helpful, and I feel like I've got the dealership in a bit of trouble, which was not my intent. And he's offered to fix the bike, have one of their really experienced technicians to go through it with a fine-tooth comb. But I don't know if I've just lost confidence in the bike. Now, whether this is a premium brand and it costed me a boatload of money, no brand new vehicle should be going wrong with what are, although minor, relatively minor issues, still manufacturing issues. So, if you've got any experience of this sort of thing happening to you, chuck it down in the comments below. If you've got any advice, chuck it down in the comments below, even if that is suck it up, princess. I'll be interested to hear. Again, if you could hit subscribe, hit like, that would be awesome. Have a great New Year's Eve and a fabulous start to the new year. Cheers.